The waitresses and waiters and wait staff and service industry folks were really excited. We had the small business administrator in the district talking about the no taxes on tips for them as well. People are very excited about that. This week we're passing the NDAA. I'm proud and excited that one of my amendments that will really bring together a gap that we have right now with military aircraft and civilian aircraft not being interoperable with their collision avoidance system that I think contributed to the fatal crash here in Washington, D.C. We're going to begin the process of upgrading
What's
our
up,
military
fam?
fleet to account for that, and it's something that I've been working hard on and proud to see. And of course,
what is going on,
Chair
everybody?
pointed out the anniversary of 9/11. I was a young private in South Korea when 9/11 happened, and to be here today as a member of Congress this week passing the NDAA is something that I'm very proud to be working on. I want to make sure that we always continue to keep
Very
Americans
good.
safe. So I'm very thankful to be here. Thank you to the chair for having me, and really appreciate it. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I know that guy.
Okay, you're good. You're good. When Democrats like Tim Walz rail against common sense law and order policies,
This is the
they
guy
make it
for
abundantly
crypto too.
clear
I remember.
that they stand with criminals.
What's up, guys? What's going on? Hey, I gotta tell you something funny. So he's extremely late for this thing. He's mega late. He's like 2 hours plus late for this proclamation that I think it was going to be a pretty good one. I mean, for sure, but there's no sign of him, and it's fun. For sure, you know. Had a great time with the press briefing. She was a little late again. But Trump, there's no sign of our Trump. There's no sign of him everywhere you see. And we're doing well. Thanks for asking, buddy. Welcome, David. And honestly, since I was kind of on this side, just on waiting and waiting for something from them, I'm just going live to, number one, say hi. What's up, the fam? And just to tell you, brother, what a tough one, huh? This proclamation is going to be something we don't have no much clue of what's actually about. The only thing we have is this one. It's supposed to be at 4:30 p.m. East. It's almost 6:20 East. So we're about to be 2 hours late. It's kind of funny. But yeah. So that's one. So I think obviously I'm always down to hear from the questions Q&A and see what's happening, and as long as we get some pretty good comments on the Fed, FOMC, and more, that's the idea. That's good. It was actually an hour late. That was the norm. 1 hour late. That's why I was like, nah, he's gonna be late again. 1 hour, fine, right? But no, the first time that I've seen he's late for more than 2 hours. Obviously, he's the president. That's fine. The problem I see is that in the past they post delayed here, but there's nothing like that. So, and they're talking, you know, some Republicans right now on Right Side Broadcast Network. They're talking crime and the rest, and these guys they've been also waiting a little bit, waiting for Trump to to come. On another note, Michael Saylor, he spoke yesterday about Bitcoin. So that's pretty nice. Listen, what the idea and how the U.S. administration, has embraced Bitcoin. So I want to listen to that too as we wait. I was planning to stay the whole conference, but I don't know how long they're gonna take, and I don't know when they're gonna start. So they might just postpone it because it's actually super delayed now. So yeah, these guys have been live for 2 hours, bro. 2 hours. So I've been live for 5 minutes, but they've been live for 2 hours waiting. So it's just funny, bro. I mean, like, Man, when you think I already knew that. I mean, I think the guy's gonna be late. I think he's gonna be late, right? So right around here is when I started getting ready for this, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait. But so far, the White House is still not live, so yeah, this might take much, much, much longer. Who knows when? That's the only thing I don't like about this one. Like, man, just give us some heads up, you know? A lot of people on the side waiting to hear. What's up, Shane? Good to see you, buddy, and welcome. Scared? Don't be scared. You should be fine. You should be fine. He's been waiting less than us to your own political rates. No, I mean, it's just it's the way it is. So I want to listen a little bit of this guy. I think the beginning should be fun. He's talking about crypto. Well, not crypto, but Bitcoin. The guy is always talking about Bitcoin and the White House.
Going on the economy. We like 24/7, 365. We like stable coins. We like crypto exchanges. We like money moving at the speed of light. We like self-custody. We like property rights. We like digital. We like global. We like the future. This is the force of progress, right? The entire attitude switched from one of grudging acceptance to one of enthusiastic embrace. We had one cabinet member a year ago that would have acknowledged Bitcoin exists as a thing, and every other cabinet member would have been ignorant, skeptical, or cynical. Now we have 12 cabinet members who are enthusiasts. They like it. The head of the FBI likes it. Think about the fact that Tulsi Gabbard is a Bitcoin
Yeah, it's
fan.
true. I love that.
Or Kelly Loeffler, or Robert F. Kennedy, or the vice president and the president.
I'm going to pause here just for a moment. Bro, the SEC chairman, having the SEC chair being pro Bitcoin, pro crypto. Then we have FBI director, Commerce Secretary, AI and crypto czar David Sachs, of course. I mean, when I saw this picture, I was like, I like that. That's really awesome. So many people pro crypto, pro Bitcoin. Not all of them are pro crypto, but most of them, I mean, all of them are pro Bitcoin, right? So whether it helps Bitcoin or XRP, just know that if Bitcoin does well, it's going to do well for the entire digital space. So it's going to help us. Hey, Wesley, what is this again? This is a proclamation that it's extremely delayed right now. So there's not a chance. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. And if it happens, well, I might not be here for that because the reason why I came is because I just wanted to tell you how funny it was that it's been so long. I mean, it is what it is. Not much we can do, right? There's the speaker.
Around the country, selling the merits of what we've done, sharing with people, educating the public about all the extraordinary things that we've got in our legislation. The One Big Beautiful Bill, the Working Families Tax Cut. We could call it a lot of things. We could call it the American Energy Dominance Bill, the Secure Our Borders Permanently Bill, on and on. But it's so well received. And you all have seen the polling. Every individual provision is wildly popular. The people know.
They're talking about politics and the rest, other different things. So the president was receiving it was going in the soaring ceremony for the ambassador at 3 p.m. my time. So it's almost 2.5 hours, after it's been past due. So yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking, well, this is close press, but this one is right after. But it happened. So I'm going to close this. I'll continue listening to the guy.
This is an extraordinary sea change. Maybe I don't know when in the history of the capital markets you went from people not acknowledging the legitimacy of an asset class to the entire cabinet enthusiastically embracing an asset class, right? That's happening, and we're not even 12 months into this. The White House is embracing crypto, and it's embracing Bitcoin, and it's...
So this is the entire keynote, right? There's a bunch of different conferences and equities plus companies that are creating their own stocks pegged to Bitcoin, such as MSTR and from Tom Lee too, Ethereum as well. They're the ones that are putting a bunch of money by buying the asset and creating, different funds, applying for ETFs and making the money by managing, becoming their managers, right? When you talk about mutual funds, right? They're the ones that are the face of the asset for their clients, is the face of the asset for a bunch of Bitcoiners that are not buying Bitcoin, but are buying his company's stock. And because the company is doing well, then and Bitcoin is holding steady, they're making money. Everybody's making money. That's a very legal way of making a bunch of money through the markets. MicroStrategy, basically. And here's one thing. Look at this.
All throughout the government. The ETFs that Wall Street launched, not even 2 years ago, are the most successful ETFs in the history of Wall Street. We've got one.
As we wait, we'll see if it actually happens or not. But I'll later watch this with more time and just at my own pace. But 80 plus ETFs launched globally, 1.5 million holdings, 170 billion in value. Just Bitcoin, guys. He's not talking XRP. He's not talking Ethereum. Just Bitcoin. Meaning that all those people, they're going to continue doing Bitcoin. Sure, why not? But they might also be tempted to try something else. And you know what's going to happen when something else comes in to the table. That's when we're going to make some money, because as a Bitcoin went up in value, that's could be one of the reasons. I mean, I'm just thinking out loud. Like, I'm sure a bunch of Bitcoiners are talking to the SEC chair, talking to Trump, or talking to the vice president, and they're talking to the crypto czar. They're like, do not approve those ETFs yet. Delay them. Just let Bitcoin and Ethereum have a good head start. Let Bitcoin and Ethereum solidify as the leaders. And then once they have a really good advantage, activate little by little. Bitcoiners are aggressive. You can already tell Bitcoiners, the ones that are already in the money, not only the millionaires, but the billion level companies and those billion Bitcoin maxis that they live and breathe Bitcoin. They don't want to have any second best. What's up, Pastor? See you, buddy. Honestly, guys, I don't think it's gonna happen. I won't be here till the end because I think it's already super late for me to stay like another hour for him. But it's the first time that I've seen that something happened. I mean, behind the scenes, maybe, I don't know what happened, but doesn't seem to be urgent or doesn't seem to be like the end of the world. It's just a proclamation. When I saw it, I'm like, okay, I think it's important, so let's go ahead and talk about it. But doesn't seem that it was that important. We'll see later. I mean, if they go live at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m., like in 1 hour, oh man, I won't be here. But, well, we tried. News about the BBVA is very big. Indeed, brother. Indeed. What's up, Albert? To have you guys, welcome. Today we had a bunch of different videos and lives. Also one from Antix, one of our partners. Shout out to them. Yeah, I mean, it's about to be 3 hours for them. Crazy.
1.5 million Bitcoin held on those ETFs. That's exploding. BlackRock's IBIT is just an explosive phenomena. Right now, I think it's like the number 4 ETF. In 4 to 8 years, it could be the number 1 ETF. That's how fast it came out of nowhere. Our company was the first public company to buy Bitcoin in August of 2020. We bought $250 million. People fell off their chair, thought we'd gone insane. That was the most amount of money had ever been invested in a crypto network in the history of the world. I didn't know that. It just seemed to me like it was a good idea for us. And so we moved, but then it was 2, and then 4, and then 20, and then 40. We had about 60 about a year ago, and we're up to 180 publicly listed companies. So the last 12 months has been explosive. Even the past 6 months has been explosive in terms of public company adoption. This morning, we announced we bought $217 million worth of Bitcoin. I didn't feel like it was a lot. Last week was a 4-day week. It's 4-day week. But keep in mind that we spent it took us 30 years to buy $250 million in August. And so it gives you a sense of scale and how things are moving. This chart gives you another view of this. What's the significance of this? Okay, well, here's the significance. When your best friend decides they want to buy Bitcoin, they sweep 10% of their cash flows into it.
That's a good way of seeing it, guys. 2020, I wasn't actually in crypto. I became a crypto guy in 2021. 2020, I was in stocks, and it was only MicroStrategy and a few, and one more of the big public companies buying. 2020 was the crazy time for Doge, crazy time for a little bit of other different meme coins and Ethereum and all of that. But you can already tell, right? So when we have the XRP ETF out, it's going to take us years to finally have some growth and have a mature, customer base, because we have way more. There's so many, ETFs ready to rumble for.
When a private company $5 million point, they can at the speed of light. I vibrated 1 million times a second, and I distributed it through 1 billion microprocessors. Important. I can't gains, and people with that money can't get a loan for that own this right interest and a coalescence of a formation of a coalition. This coalition.
Brad Garlinghouse, look, they even have Brad Garlinghouse there. No way.
The entire crypto industry is probably the most powerful political actor in the space right now, because they can marshal something like 50 million voters, and they're just so distributed and diffuse in their influence, and also very aggressive in driving this forward.
Look, as CRO, Shiba Inu, Doge, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Cardano, Algorand, Pengu, and whoever you want, we all should know that owning Bitcoin is a good idea. And we all should know that Bitcoin, for me, is like a great, store of value, much better than gold and silver, and even real estate sometimes. I like that. But it's not gonna be the one that it's not gonna be the asset that will make me financially free. Why? Well, because to go from the price right now to 1 million Bitcoin, I better buy something else like XRP that will make me more money. When I have money and when I have wealth, I don't want to lose that wealth. I don't want to have wealth and then depreciate in value and all my wealth is gone. You want to find something that can preserve your wealth. Could be gold, could be silver, could be real estate. That works. That's fine. But if you're already on the blockchain, I will prefer Bitcoin, right? That's the way I see it. It just makes total sense. It just makes absolutely total sense. What's up, Quentin Miller in the house? John 316, JB, John. Guys, what happened to Trump? Guys, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be here for a while just to say hi, and I just wanted to tell you guys that I wanted to be here for the proclamation. I won't be here for that, but because it's already delayed like 2.5 hours or like 2 hours or so. But yeah, it's just pretty insane. Earlier today.
Point is, it's going to be great to hear from Carolyn again, where she breaks down crime in America and the.
Even then, they don't even know what to say anymore. They're waiting, and I don't even know. I'm in a proclamation. So let's continue listening.
The entire industry has become very politically active. Now, that's the backdrop, right? As you can imagine, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I'm bullish on the entire crypto industry. It's you or doesn't get it. Absolutely. This is the world. We have come out of nowhere in 5 years to be the 5th largest treasury in the entire S&P. Why? Because we are positively polarized to capital. They and buy something needed. Every great company in the retail channels. Bitcoin could underperform the 12%, and by selling the volatility and utilizing the float, it is give up that performance for the market. Now that pays you. Strike is 37 vol. Strike, but in dollars,
If you are into stocks, this whole presentation is gonna give you wet dreams. Like, this is something that you wanna watch, right? It's an excellent way of learning about crypto or like digital assets, Bitcoin, and all of that. So I'll post it in the chat. Go ahead and watch it. Take your time, right? No rush. This is just the way of doing it, right? It's sometimes not as exciting to get wealthy in crypto because you gotta learn a lot and research and read and all of that. But it's practical, All you have to do is buy what you can afford losing, and be smart in what you're buying, and just join the communities, join us, join so many groups that you see online and out there on X, on YouTube. Find the creators that you like, and that's it. That's all it is. This whole videos and lives, this is just to bring people together and enjoy as we walk together. That's it. That's it. Sometimes they don't say anything about XRP, but they drop some answers that help us make better decisions, right? And that's why I like to watch the Q&A after, he signs. That's why I like to watch different things. And I like it. I mean, I think it's going to be fine, especially as we head into the next week, right? Yeah. Something happened to them, obviously mega delayed, already 2 hours. I'm sure that they're not going to do it. They haven't said anything here, so maybe that proclamation was postponed, who knows? But they still have it there, right? But we don't know. No idea. What's up, Dean in the house? Welcome, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it. So 5:37. Yeah. Still holding my Shiba. Let's go. 30 minutes till Trump speaks. Where do you see that, Kevin? Where do you see that? Because I got nothing. You made an important point. Even if you buy 2 Bitcoin right now, you would need to wait many years before it turns into millions. There is, let's say you have millions and you don't want to risk anything. You just want to keep it at millions and keep making money steady. Buy Bitcoin. Absolutely buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin. Great idea. People on the roof, bad sign. Yeah, I can see the snipers right here. But if you are like me, I want to get rich maybe this year, next year. I want to make money as fast, not overnight, but as fast year-wise. You got to go altcoins. That's the way it is. That's what I'm doing. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Thank you. Don't you not pump it up 100%? Define rich. How much is that? That's for us to decide. You have to decide it for yourself. Rich could be $1 million, multi-millions, $1 billion, more than that, less than that. It's up to you, right? It's up to you what kind of rich you want to become. It's the way it is. But, my friends, they're still waiting.
In that and have that faith, that's fine, because
Yep. Wow. First time it happened. We want it. I was here ready. But hopefully everybody's fine, right? At the White House. Who knows? Maybe it's not a big deal and they just push it for something else. Anyway, tomorrow should be a pretty good one. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so I think we'll start getting some nice data coming in. We'll keep you in the know. Everybody, thank you so much for coming in. I'm out. Just wanted to say hi because I was backstage, not live, but I was waiting, for signs. But I decided just to come here and tell you. But you might be able to watch it once it's live, once they eventually come out. But
Go to
anyway,
the website you love.
somebody's gonna tell me YouTube Premium right now in the comments. Somebody's gonna do it. It's coming. Once you become a millionaire, then you want to become a billionaire. Nah, brother. We will stay. I personally just want to stay at that level. Maybe you do, but no, not me. Thanks everybody for coming in. I'll see you next time. Thank you, JB, John 316, and the rest. See you next time. Peace.